Got a game from Lil Bror versus Snickery Doodle. Hey, we have the Slaughter Guard. And the Knights of Severed Claw. Or is it just the Severed Claw? I forget if they're Knights or not. BU Knights. No, they're just Severed Claw. Aside from that, 4 Marauders. One of them has great weapons. 3 Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch. Chaos Lord of Fire with Cascading Fire Cloak and Flaming Sword of Varun. We have 2 Chaos Giants. And I saw it in the load screen, but the Slaughter Guard. Hello, Slaughter Guard. Haven't seen much of you since the DLC came out. You know, aside for the Forces of Nurgle, we have Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, 3 of those. Nurglings, Marauders, Chaos Warriors with great weapons, the Rotting Riders, and Kugath Plaguefather with Rancid Visitations. And then Miasma of Pestilence. Ooh, and Flesh Abundance. That's too many spells. He's not going to be able to get good use out of all of them. Marauder Horsemen of Nurgle ended up in melee. Definitely overestimating their abilities, and they get run off by the Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch and the Dragon Lord pretty easily. Let's wait for the front lines to collide. Kugath's firing in. Marauder Horsemen still retreating. Some little pink bolts of Tzeentch chasing them down. Mostly just waiting for the Marauder lines to collide, however. These guys run for their lives. Other Marauders coming out of the trees, and there comes a Giant. Go, Giant, go. Slap those Marauders. Go, Giant, go. Boosh. Kugath's rolling in. The Giant continues to try and fight his way out. Marauder Horsemen of Nurgle throwing as well as they keep trying to chase down the Tzeentch guys. The Rotting Riders might get a fight with the Chaos Lord of Fire. He wants to get back up in the sky, and he succeeds. Slaughter Guard and the Severed Claw capture the point, and they now start to wade into the fray. First Rancid Visitations comes out. Probably should just wait to overcast it. It's going to do decent damage to the Chaos Lord. He has no source of healing. Even though he's on a dragon, he actually doesn't have that much HP. It's one of the reasons you don't see that dragon very often. Very nice Breath Attack, though. Takes half health off of Chaos Warrior of Nurgle. And Kugath is wading through these guys. Pretty easily routing off Marauders with Terror, but also his Mortis Engine effect. Rotting Riders take a fight with the Slaughter Guard. They're now going to wander away, and the Slaughter Guard shouldn't be trying to chase them. They can't catch them. So they're not going to get any extra damage out. Ooh, Tormentor Sword. Okay, that's why he's doing it, for the nets. The Slaughter Guard are going to catch the Rotting Riders. Now that they're netted, they are netted no longer, so they can run away again. Good little bit of damage, though honestly I don't know if you even need the Slaughter Guard to do that. I suppose if the Slaughter Guard weren't here, he would have just turned on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord and dealt good damage to him. But yeah, I still think the Rotting Riders are leading them on a bit of a merry chase. Like, they are going to heal up this whole time. Still be okay. And meanwhile, Kugath killed off a lot of Marauders. A Giant had to peel away from that fight because he was outnumbered all of a sudden. The bounce power is pretty even. Chaos is slightly up. And I would agree with that. Slaughter Guard would be a bit of a problem. It's the Rotting Riders and Skirmish Cav of Nurgle chase off the Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch. 2 units of those going to go head for the hills. Second Giant's looking to regroup with his Lord and the other Giant. Marauders fighting a lot of Nurgle troops who are clumped up on each other, so unfortunately that's not actually doing any extra damage. And they are lining themselves up for a nasty breath attack if the Sorcerer Lord can get up in the sky. Kugath is an artillery piece, and he's reminding us of that, throwing at the last Skirmish Cav to try and punish that for not committing to the fight, and no one for fighting him. Nurglings and Chaos Warriors are pushed away, but are you coming for this big clump of 3 units? Yeah, it looks like he is. There it is. Nice breath attack down the line. Doesn't do insane damage to all 3 units, though it does do over half HP from that one Chaos Warrior of Nurgle, so still a pretty good shot. The Marauder Horseman plus the Giant get to peel off more Marauders. Kugath wades into the fight to back up his last infantry, and the Rotting Riders in the distance still just trying to regenerate while chasing stuff off. Being helpful while they're regenerating. There's another Rancid Visitations. It is still not overcast, so it's not the most efficient use of your Winds of Magic. It's good damage, but they've been overcasts. Oofta. Now this is where it's going to get a little hairy. If the Slaughter Guard and the Severed Claw can get onto Kugath, they'll do a lot of damage. They're very, very elite halberds. Cascading Fire Cloak giving them even more damage. But, oh yeah, I forgot to keep an eye out for this. So he told me that there's a bug You could see that the Slaughter Guard, supposedly... I forgot about... I was supposed to cast about this bug. Unyielding Assault. This unit can never have its melee attack reduced during battle. Ah, shit. Its melee attack's getting reduced during battle. Slime Trail and Tyrant are both reducing the melee attack, which is theoretically not supposed to be possible. So rest in peace, dear friends. Flaming Sword of Ruin is out to give the giant magic attacks and fire. The other giant's coming in as well. Kugath is now supremely fucked. He's surrounded by super elite halberds and getting chased out by 2 giants. Firecaster is still fine in the sky, even going to throw out a breath attack onto Kugath. All of a sudden, Nurgle's balance of power is tanking. Maybe, possibly, they can get a heal onto Kugath when he needs it, but it's not looking likely. Now, the Rotting Riders are maybe the last hope for Nurgle here. They're not that scared of the Martyr Horsemen of Tzeentch. In fact, they're already poisoning them. They're trying to chase these guys down. Chaos Sorcerer Lord can't land on them, so as long as those guys don't sit in the halberds, they'll be okay. And the Slaughter Guard have actually taken about half their HP. It's not nothing. Kugath could get healing from Fleshy Abundance or Fecundity, the tier 2 army ability of Nurgle. I'm hoping he has the tier 2 army ability because he really wants to use Rance Visitations to finish off the Chaos Sorcerer Lord or something. But it looks like he has to use Fleshy Abundance on himself if he has the Words of Magic, which is suspicious. I mean, I doubt he does. Rotting Riders are still not a part of the big fight, which they really need to be. Like, Kugath is in real trouble. They're not lifting a finger to help him. There's a Fecundity that he desperately needed to stay in this battle. Fecundity also spreads to some of his other units nearby, the Nurglings, Martyr Horsemen, and such. There's a Flaming Sword. It's going to immediately cut off a lot of that healing. Kugath so far hasn't taken damage, so there, now he's on fire, but the healing just wore off. Rotting Riders could close in, though. This is a big chance for Nurgle to be back in the game, is if they can somehow hit that Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire. What the fuck did you just do? You overcast Cloud of Flies, which doesn't have a label for some reason, but also the overcast damage almost killed off Kugath. In come the Rotting Riders, trying to snipe out the Chaos Lord, and then rely on low leadership to take out this faction, I guess. Kugath still maintaining just a bit. He's hanging in there as giants chase him down. More Marauders pile on to try and save Kugath from his fate. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough as the Rotting Riders are in here chomping at the heels of the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. But Kugath's stabilized. Tormentor Sword nets him and everybody else in place, but they're right where they need to be, beating the shit out of the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire. Falls to about 1,000 HP. Routes. Kugath's not route just yet. The Cloud of Flies again spreads. Minus 24 melee attack for all these people as the Rotting Riders. Healing cap appears, and they're still fighting. Kugath hasn't lost his leadership just yet, but now the halberds are coming. Severed Claw, Slaughter Guard moving up to help out a little bit. The Rotting Riders have decided to kill the Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, accepting that Kugath is probably dead, and want to take out the Chaos Lord at the same time. So Slaughter Guard are pretty much a spent force, and now without their Lord, they're going to rout. The Severed Claw also takes some big damage from Kugath on the way out of here, and it looks like it's going to be just 2 giants trying to hold it down. Now, Kugath has died, which means Nurgle is about to take their leadership spikes. We can see all of a sudden they're all starting to rout. Balance power shifts into Chaos favor again, but the Rotting Riders charge back into the giants' feet. Gonna poke away at those guys, though this might allow the Slaughter Guard and the Severed Claw to come back. But it looks like the Rotting Riders want to try and just knock down the giants while their leadership is still a little low from their Lord dying. Rotting Riders are anti-large, armor-piercing, surrounding giants, but that's a toughie. Giants are pretty good at clubbing y'all to death. What the Rotting Riders might want to do is chase down the Slaughter Guard and stuff to recover a bunch of HP while also killing off routing units. They get rear charged here by the Martyr Horsemen of Tzeentch. That fire damage is going to be annoying to these guys who are weak to fire, and it reduces their healing for a little bit. Doesn't look like it'll last too long, though, as those Martyr Horsemen of Tzeentch are getting pushed away. We've almost killed one of the Chaos Giants, but now I'm starting to get worried that the Slaughter Guard and the Severed Claw are going to come back, and then the Rotting Riders will have trouble dealing with them in the late game, even if they take down these Chaos Giants. And they are taking damage here as they lose this fight. They're losing models pretty quickly. In the time I've just been watching here, they went from 22 to 15. And they haven't killed the Chaos Giant yet. I really think they need to peel off and heal up for a little bit. Refresh their charge bonus, all that stuff. But Severed Claw are going to rally. They're already on their way back. Those elite halberds. The Chaos Giants are beating up on the Rotting Riders. And yeah, the Rotting Riders just overextending, staying in a fight they weren't winning. We do get rid of one Chaos Giant, but there's still another one. And the Rotting Riders are now toast. 11 models, falling down to 10. Some Chaos Warriors and Nurgle push the Severed Claw a little bit. His throwing axes also help out there, but without the Rotting Riders, Severed Claw should be able to win that fight. And it was close. It was close where the Rotting Riders maybe could have carried the game, but not quite. Every time that giant swings, they're going to lose a model. There's a Fecundity. Ooh, that's a pretty clutch Fecundity. Also get some Chaos Warriors of Nurgle in on the Fecundity action. Cool. They needed it. But on the other side, Slaughter Guard have rallied. Severed Claw, more Marauders. Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch have rallied. And even with Fecundity, Chaos Warriors of Nurgle still going to shatter away. Downhill rear charge on the Rotting Riders should also get them to rout. And then, obviously, the Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch could just chase them off the map, but also, once they rout, they lose that 15% damage resistance, so extra bad for them. Other Giant even comes back into the fray. And that is going to be GG for the Warriors of Chaos here. $2,000 value for the Fire Dragon Lord guy. Slaughter Guard and Severed Claw did great. Oof, look at that one Marauder Horseman. 2,300 value for him. And the Giants both did fantastically. For Snickery Doodle, Kugath did alright. He did pretty well. Marauders and Nurglings got murdered. Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons didn't do very well either. But the Rotting Riders and the Throwing Axes did very well. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.